Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alrighty, so a couple days ago now, I set about organizing one of my drawers. And while I was organizing, I found some stuff. Most of it was trash, I'll be frank. But I found one thing I did not expect to find, and that is an opened 2-year-old tin of Zin. And so as such, I figured I should probably see just how good or just how bad 2-year-old Zin actually is. And so as such, today, I'm going to be using one of the pouches inside this 2-year-old tin right here, which I certainly am quite excited to do. I bought this tin about 2 years ago now to try Zin for the first time on video, and I did just that. And then after that video, over the next couple months, I made a couple more videos where I used Zin. And then after that, I got sick of seeing this tin on my desk, so I decided to shove it in a drawer. And y'all know what they say, out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, I completely forgot about this tin of Zin for about a year and a half in a drawer, I will admit, until I found it a couple days ago, as said. And while I was looking at it, I was like, do I want to throw this away? Should I throw this tin away? And I was like, it can't be that good, can it? But I was like, you know what? Zin probably doesn't really expire, right? So it might still work kind of thing. It might still be better than not. And so as such, I figured I should probably try some 2-year-old Zin live on video, and I should probably let you guys know just how good or just how bad it actually is. And so as such, that is what I'm going to be doing today, which I certainly am quite excited to do. But I will admit that this Zin is, while it might not be expired, as I don't think Zin really expires, it's definitely not as good as it would have been new, as this is just about a year after its best before date. Now, best before does not mean expiration date. Expiration dates and best before dates are two different things, but the best before date for this tin was April 22nd of 2022. It is currently 2023 as of the recording of this video, so I am definitely not expecting too good of an experience, that is for sure, but hopefully the Zin is just as good as I remember it being. Hopefully it delivers just as big of a buzz as I remember, but I'll be frank, I'm not sure if it's actually going to, just because I do suppose it makes sense that nicotine would degrade over time. And even though I do want to say that they use, I think, synthetic nicotine in these, I think it's synthetic nicotine, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure synthetic nicotine would also degrade over time. So I'm kind of thinking that these might not get me as buzzed as they would if they were brand new, but I'm looking forward to finding out nonetheless, that is for sure. I'm also not expecting the taste to be as intense as it was when it was new either, as probably the flavor or whatever would have probably degraded a little bit over time as well. But these have been shoved in a dark, dry, cold drawer for 2 years now, so who knows, they might be better than not. And honestly, it would not surprise me one bit if these are perfectly fine, even though they are very, very, very far past their best before date. But I do suppose there's only one more thing for me to do now that I've covered my expectations, and that is for me to go ahead and get this tin of Zin all opened up, and it's time for me to go ahead and get one of the pouches in my mouth, and it's time for me to go ahead and let you guys know just how good or just how bad a 2-year-old Zin actually is, which I am quite excited to do, as I'm sure you guys can tell. If I remember correctly, you have to align the little labels just like that kind of thing, and then you just have to kind of peel up, and there we go. Got it opened pretty easily. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Definitely a lot easier than my first time trying to open this. I remember for some reason having a good amount of trouble trying to figure out how to open this when I first bought it, when I was first trying to use Zin for the first time. I don't think I read the packaging. It says it has the instructions right here. I really should have read the instructions, but I did not, and I got so confused, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. But thankfully, I know how to open a tin of Zin now, so certainly no complaints on my behalf. Now though, let's go ahead and just dry out my lip real quick. And let's go ahead and put this under my lip, and let's go ahead and see just how good or just how bad a 2-year-old Zin actually is. Yes, sir, you know what I'm saying? Just like that, just like that. Just trying to get it all shoved up in there. I don't use nicotine pouches a lot, so definitely not super good at putting nicotine pouches in my lip, but definitely still better than not. It's something I've done before, and so it's like half muscle memory, half trying to figure it out again for the first time kind of thing, I will admit. But right off the bat, no taste coming through or anything like that kind of thing. I just shoved it in my mouth after all, so really no surprise there. Nothing much going on, I will admit. But I am glad to report that today is a beautiful day, that is for sure. It's about 90 degrees right now. It's a sunny day, almost no clouds in the sky. There's a little bit of a cloud over there, but almost no clouds in the sky. I'm seeing a plane cross over there. Thankfully, I'm sitting in the shade in the sun. It is quite warm, but in the shade, it's pretty nice if I do say so myself, especially since right now there is a very nice light breeze coming through. I ain't gonna lie, also certainly no complaints on my behalf. But yeah, no, pretty good day, I ain't gonna lie. Pretty good day. I think I'm gonna go and take a sip of water real quick. My throat is dying just a little bit. Should have probably brought a little bit more water out with me than just this, but it be what it be, you know what I'm saying? It be what it be. Now, my memory of how Zyn was has degraded a little bit, I will admit. I don't remember all of the intricacies of Zyn, as it has been about not 2 years since I last used one, but it's been about a year and a half since I last used one, I'd have to say. And so as such, my memory of the intricacies of Zyn have degraded just a little bit, but I do still remember the feeling more so than not, and I still remember the taste a little bit more so than not as well. I just don't remember the intricacies of both. And right off the bat, I'm starting to feel the first feeling from the Zyn. It is starting to burn just a little bit, not too heavily by any means, but just a little bit, if I do say so myself. And now that I've just moved it around just a little bit with my hand through my lip, I'm also able to taste that peppermint taste. This is some peppermint Zyn, so I am able to taste that taste just a little bit now as well. Is it intense? It's definitely still more intense than not, let me just put it that way. I don't remember if it's as intense as it was when it was brand new, but it's definitely still more intense than it was. It's definitely still more intense than not. Let me just put it that way. Definitely still more intense than not. And I feel like it's just going to keep getting more and more intense. The taste just keeps building up in my mouth more and more and more and more. Probably just because I'm talking and I'm just moving the pouch around just a little bit, so the spit is kind of draining down onto my tongue. And yeah, it's definitely starting to burn. The peppermint, I can definitely taste it the most, like on my lip kind of thing. My lip definitely feels both like it's burning and like it's cold at the same time. Not too bad if I do say so myself. I do want to move this over just a little bit because as I'm trying to talk, my tongue keeps hitting the pouch, which is not very good. There we go. Much better, y'all, much better. Just gonna go wipe that on my shorts. There we go. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Yeah. Now that now that I've moved it over, it's definitely a lot better. My tongue is no longer hitting the Zyn as much anymore, and the taste has definitely faded just a little bit because of that. But you know, I'm still getting a sort of peppermint-like taste kind of thing. Still getting a taste, and it's not like it's faded either. I don't know if it's just as intense as it was when it was brand new, but I feel like it can't be that different in all honesty. I really feel like it can't be that different because it's still pretty intense, and to be completely honest with y'all, the peppermint taste is still very, very, very much in there. Doesn't really seem to me like it's faded, but for all I know, it has just a little bit. And there is a squirrel above me sending acorns to the ground to try to collect later, and I think he's gonna hit me, I will admit. We'll just have to wait and find out. That's distracting me just a little bit, I ain't gonna lie. I apparently sat under the wrong tree today. It be what it be, you know what I'm saying? It be what it be. Nice Ford Raptor driving by. Ooh, that's pretty sweet, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Could use a diesel, though. Could use a diesel. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Ford Raptors are pretty sweet. They're pretty sweet. I'd whip one. If I was given one, I'd whip one. If I could get one for $2,000, I'd whip one. But I wouldn't pay MSRP for a new one. That was a second gen. Raptor, though. Bro just tried to kill my tripod. I'm gonna try to mess with him a little bit. Hey, Mr. Squirrel, you're gonna have to stop that. Where he? I'm trying to see him. I don't know where he is. He's still dropping acorns, though. I did not do a very good job of bothering him. Well, it be what it be. He tried to kill my tripod. Thankfully, he didn't send an acorn onto my head. That is good. But he's definitely out to get me. I ain't gonna lie. He's definitely out to get me. That is for sure. That squirrel, excuse me, he must be wanting revenge for something. I don't know what, but revenge for something. Definitely, though, trying to swallow the spit, it is a little bit more harsh, potent, rough. I don't know what the right way of describing it is in all honesty, but it's a little bit, I think I'm gonna stick with rough. It's a little bit rougher than I remember it being. I don't remember swallowing Zin spit being this rough, but I did use a different brand of nicotine pouches a couple weeks ago now, I wanna say. So maybe that's messing with my perception just a little bit. I don't remember in all honesty. But I do feel like this is a little bit rougher than I remember. I do feel like trying to swallow the spit is just a little bit rougher than I remember it being. But I'm not too surprised about that, I will admit. Not terribly surprised about that, but dang, yeah, that's rough. That is, trying to swallow that is definitely rougher than I remember it being. That is for sure. Dang. I do not remember trying to swallow the spit being that rough. Wow. It is just like my throat is a little bit on fire. It feels like I just ate some sriracha, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Dang, man, he's still trying to kill me. This dude's trying to drop a piano on my head or something like that kind of thing. What is this, Tom and Jerry skit? Cannot believe this. Cannot believe this. Roadrunner skit, Tom and Jerry skit, any old cartoon skit, in all honesty. It's peak comedy right there. Peak comedy right there. He really do be trying to kill me. What car is this? I hear an exhaust. I hear an exhaust. He's coming in, what is that, a Mustang or a Charger? It's a G35, Infiniti G35. I shouldn't be surprised in all honesty. I shouldn't be surprised. I'd have to say 9 out of 10 G35s I see have an exhaust just like that one. I really shouldn't be surprised. Because G35s, they have a V6, whereas it's like a Scat Pack or SRT Challenger would be a V8. If it's going to be a Mustang GT, it'd have a V8, I want to say these days as well. It's got a V6. It's definitely more like a V6 tone than a throaty V8, I'd have to say. Yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah. Definitely makes sense for it to be a V8. Or not a V8, a V6. I should have guessed G35. But I didn't. It is what it is. Trying to pay more attention to exhaust sounds now, so I can, like, if I hear an exhaust on the road, I can tell exactly which car it is. Trying to get better at that. I've gotten a little bit better at it. Not very well, though. Not very well. I am very proud of the fact that I'm good at telling taillights when he's going. I'm very proud of the fact, though, that I am somewhat decent. Not good, but somewhat decent at telling taillights at night kind of thing, when I can only see the taillights of a car and it's just because it's just that dark. I am somewhat proud of the fact that I can tell which car is which car kind of thing, and I can actually be like, okay, he's really trying to kill me. Look, I got acorn bits on me. There's an acorn cap on me. What the hell? Bro is literally trying to kill me right now. I'd look up, but I'm afraid I'd get an acorn in my eye. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Hopefully he will move on to the next tree in just a minute or so. But I am somewhat proud of the fact I can tell cars apart at night and everything like that, just due to their taillights. And due to like the spacing of the taillights and everything like that kind of thing. I can tell. Of course, Chargers, those are really easy kind of thing because they got the bar going all the way across. Those are really easy kind of thing. But like I'd have to say the most important one for me to remember would be Ford Explorers. Definitely like new Ford Explorers. That's the most important one. Gotta always know if there's a cop in front of you just based on the taillights kind of thing. Not that that really matters to me anymore because I'm driving a car that's kind of hard to speed in, I will admit. 80s car with 125 horsepower. It's a little bit hard to speed in, I will admit. Everybody goes around me. So it's not like I really have to worry about getting a ticket these days, but it used to be like, okay. I would never admit to going a little bit over the speed limit, but I'm going the speed limit kind of thing, and if my speedometer is a little bit off, I want to make sure I don't get pulled over kind of thing. Let me just put it that way. Of course. Would never speed. I would never go over the speed limit. I will admit, though, I feel like the buzz is starting to kick. I feel like it is. Everything's pretty well in focus right now. It's pretty still. And I feel like the fact that I'm kind of like, okay, I feel like the buzz is starting to kick. I feel like the buzz is definitely starting to kick, because if it wasn't starting to kick, then I don't think I would have said that, in all honesty. I don't think I would have disrupted my own train of thought with the fact that I think that the Zin is starting to hit. But I do think it is starting to hit. It's pretty good. Pretty good hit. I ain't gonna lie. Pretty good hit. It's not too bad. I feel like it's going to continue getting a little bit stronger as I keep the Zin in my mouth. It does say on the pouch somewhere, on the pouch, it says, is it right here? No, I saw it before this video. Where is it? Oh, okay, here we go. It says place in upper lip, enjoy for up to 1 hour. I don't think I'm going to be enjoying this for 1 hour in today's video, but I am going to enjoy it for as long as I want to. But right now, you know, I definitely feel like the buzz is starting to kick. It's not feeling super heavy at the moment, but I am kind of thinking it's going to get heavier. But right now, the buzz of the Zin, how it's coming on in about the same time span as I remember. And like the time span I remember is, I want to say, like what I've had it in my mouth for since like the 4-minute mark of this video, I want to say 4 or 5 minute mark. So it's been in my mouth for about 10 minutes now. I remember the Zin coming on around about 9 to 12 minutes. So we're pretty much right on the dot with that, if I remember correctly. The taste is pretty much now staying the same. It's not getting any more intense than it was when I talked about it just a little bit ago. But I definitely do feel like the buzz is not quite going to level off yet. I feel like it's going to get a little bit stronger and then probably level off in the next 10 minutes or so, if I had to guess. Pretty good buzz right now, though. Pretty good buzz, I ain't going to lie on. I'm going to try to grab myself a little bit of a screenshot real quick, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully that screenshot will do. I have no clue if it was good or not, I will admit, but worst case scenario, I can always grab another screenshot during this video, which I might very well do, or I can always grab another screenshot after this video. It ain't no biggie, you know what I'm saying? It ain't no biggie. But, excuse me. Yeah, I can definitely tell buzz is starting to kick, burping, just a little bit kind of thing. And whenever I use a nicotine pouch, I always feel like I start burping, in all honesty. I always feel like I start burping just because of the rough spit and everything like that kind of thing. Maybe there's some sort of like air in the spit or something like that that makes me burp. I'm not sure, in all honesty, but I do feel like nicotine pouches make me burp just a little bit. So I definitely have to say, yeah, the buzz is definitely hitting. And I'm feeling quite calm right now. I'm feeling quite calm, quite chill. I'm trying to think of the right way to put it, as I don't remember the intricacies of the buzz. But I will admit, the buzz hasn't really gotten any stronger. I thought it was going to get a little bit stronger. It hasn't really gotten any stronger in the last couple minutes or so. I was thinking it was going to get stronger over the next, get more words all jumbled up. I definitely am a little bit more buzzed than not, let me just put it that way. But a couple minutes ago, I said that I thought it was going to get a little bit stronger. It really hasn't, though. It really hasn't gotten any stronger. I thought it was going to get stronger and then level off. It pretty much has been staying at the same level. And I don't feel like it's as strong as I remember it being. I don't feel like it is. It might very well be just as strong as it actually was when it was new. I very well could be wrong, but I don't feel like it is. It's still strong. I'm definitely still buzzed. It's still working. I just feel like it was stronger when I first used it 2 years ago now. I feel like it was. Yeah. Maybe it's because it's falling on my lip just a little bit. There we go. Got it all on my lip now. All the talking, got it disrupted just a little bit kind of thing. Definitely started falling like half on my teeth. Went ahead and fixed that. But Definitely still enjoying the buzz more so than not. Now that I fixed it, the buzz definitely coming on just a little bit heavier kind of thing. I don't know if it's just because I just swallowed a bunch of spit or what it is, but I feel like the buzz is definitely coming on a little bit harder now. Still though, just doesn't seem as strong as I remember it being. Doesn't seem as strong as I remember it being. Granted, when I was using Zyn a couple years ago, that was like my first ever experience. Those were like my first ever experiences with nicotine pouches. I've had a couple more experiences with snus and nicotine pouches as a whole. And so I've gotten a little bit more used to the buzz and everything like that kind of thing. So that could very well play. Into me feeling like it's not as big of a buzz as it was. But honestly, it could very well just be the age of the Zyn. It could very well be that, and that's probably the most. It is the most likely factor. I will admit, it literally is the most likely factor. So, interesting. I can't complain. Contains nicotine salt and other food-grade ingredients. Well, I'd hope so. If I'm putting it in my mouth, it had better contain food-grade ingredients, not food-grade ingredients. Just keeps falling down just a little bit. Yeah. I feel like the buzz is definitely getting bigger now. Okay. It was just because I wasn't getting like half of it. This squirrel really trying to kill me. This squirrel is really trying to kill me. He just hit me in the head. Yeah, you think you can kill me with acorns, huh? You can't kill me with acorns. I'm stronger than that. But he's definitely trying to kill me nonetheless. But, yeah, now the buzz is definitely getting a little bit bigger. It's not leveling off as much as it was previously. It's definitely gotten a little bit bigger. But I still feel like it's not as strong as it was. Although, granted, the last time I used a nicotine pouch, I used an 8 milligram nicotine pouch as well, so that could also play an effect. But, it's just not as strong as I remember it being, I will admit. Yeah, because this is 6 milligram and that was an 8 milligram, so 2 milligrams stronger. That's a significant amount, I ain't gonna lie. But that could play an effect, but I also kind of feel like it's the Zyn being a little bit old. Maybe it's gone down a little bit. Maybe it has. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say definitively. There's just so many different factors that could be affecting this experience that it's really hard to say definitively, I will admit. But what I will say is that no matter what the factors are, no matter what has caused me to feel like this is giving me a little bit less of a buzz than I remember, I am feeling a little bit less of a buzz than I remember. So yeah. I think I'm just going to leave it at that in all honesty. Could be because of the just hit me again with an acorn. This squirrel is a complete dick, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm gonna stand up again. Harass this squirrel again. Huh? You like that squirrel? Yeah, that's what I thought. This squirrel really trying to harass me right now, though. I can't believe I'm being harassed by a squirrel live on video. Must be one of Stuart Little's friends. I hate Stuart Little so much. Must be one of his friends. Squirrel's probably aligned with Al-Qaeda, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Just hit me again. Can't believe this. He's really trying to assassinate me right now. Well, just like Fidel Castro, I will survive each and every single assassination attempt that is brought against me. And this squirrel ain't gonna succeed by trying to drop acorns on my head, that is for sure. Definitely ain't gonna succeed. Yeah. Not too bad. The buzz I'm feeling right now is really nice, though. It's really nice. It's very chill, very calming, very relaxing. Just a really nice overall chill buzz, I ain't gonna lie. Just a really nice buzz, but just a really nice buzz as a whole. And I'm sure you guys can tell I definitely am feeling it. Get my words just a little bit jumbled up and everything like that. Definitely feeling a little bit buzzed. I usually get my words all jumbled up either when I'm really needing a cigarette or when I'm really buzzed. And I will admit, I definitely am more buzzed than not. Just not as buzzed as I remember being. But still though, is 2-year-old Zyn usable? Can you use, well, not expired, but really old Zyn that is way past its best by date? Yeah, no, you most certainly can use it. You most certainly can, that is for sure. You can use all the old Zyn you want. I'm feeling perfectly fine right now. It's not making me sick. Still getting a buzz. Still getting a better taste than not. Spit seems like it's a little bit rougher than I remember it being. I think that's really the main thing, is that the spit definitely does seem like it's a little bit rougher than I remember it being, but that could just be the Zyn in all honesty. But it could also just be how old the Zyn is. Not too bad though. Not too bad. Ooh, nice Genesis just drove by. Nice brand new Genesis, year or two old. Maybe not brand new, but year or two old Genesis. New model, let me put it that way. Very nice. Very nice car. Very nice car. Genesises are nice. They are sweet rides, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Hyundai and Kia. They've been putting out some bangers of cars these days. Like the new Kia Telluride, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not usually one for crossovers, I will admit. If I'm gonna go for something high up, I'm gonna go for a truck or something like that kind of thing. I'm gonna go for an actual SUV, not a crossover. Nothing in between. I'm either going for sedan or truck. But I ain't gonna lie, the new Kia Telluride, that got me tempted. I ain't gonna lie, the new Kia Telluride is sweet. That is a nice ride. That is a nice ride, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. Definitely not an off-roader, though. Definitely not an off-roader, but still quite nice nonetheless. Is a Telluride really considered a crossover, though, or is it more of an SUV? I don't know. It's more like the size of a Tahoe, so... Excuse me, I consider a Tahoe these days to be and still an SUV. It has and always will be an SUV, I hope. I guess a Telluride is maybe more like an SUV than a crossover. I guess a crossover is more like a Honda CR-V or something like that now, isn't it? I say as I drive a first-gen Honda CR-V. I just said I'm not a big fan of crossovers, but now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you know, first-gen RAV4, first-gen Honda CR-V, you know, I'd whip that. I'd whip that, 100%. Leave it bone stock and just whip the hell out of it. That's what I'm saying. Not too bad, though. No, I'm feeling very calm, feeling very chill right now. The buzz I'm feeling right now is definitely very much a head buzz, I'd have to say. There's definitely a body buzz in there, that is for sure. There's definitely a body buzz. But more so than not, a head buzz, for sure. Feeling really nice right now. Feeling really nice. I can't complain. 2-year-old Zyn definitely still hits. It definitely still hits. It's not as potent as I remember it being, but there's so many different effects that affect just how potent or not Zyn might be. Could be the age, could be my general perception of Zyn, of nicotine pouches in general, just changing just a little bit since I've tried some snus and I've tried some other nicotine pouches and whatnot kind of thing. So there's so many different effects, there's so many different factors, to say it correctly, so many different factors that could be affecting my perception right now, but it could very well just be the age of the Zyn. It could very well just be the age of the Zyn. Flavor, it's coming through as much as I remember it being. I don't feel like it's reduced at all. Spit's definitely rougher than I remember, and the buzz feels a little bit less than I remember, but I don't know. I don't know if that's due to the age, in all honesty. I really don't. And honestly, the more I think about it, the more I talk about it, the more I think that it's not due to the age at all. The more I think it's just due to my experiences with nicotine pouches having grown just a little bit kind of thing. When I tried Zyn, it was the first ever nicotine pouch I had ever tried. I can't remember if I had tried snus before that point, but Zyn was the first ever real nicotine pouch I'd ever tried, the first tobacco-free nicotine pouch I had ever tried. So I didn't really have much of comparison, but now I've tried another brand of nicotine pouches. I've tried, I've used snus a little bit more as well kind of thing, and I've just got a lot more experience with tobacco products in general, with nicotine products in general. And so I really do feel like that's probably the factor that is making me feel like I'm not as buzzed as I was, especially since the last nicotine pouch I used was an 8 milligram nicotine pouch, not a 6 milligram nicotine pouch. So I feel like that's probably really what's going on. And I really feel like, honestly, this Zyn is probably just as good as it was when it was new. Maybe swallowing your spit is a little bit rougher. But other than that, the more I think about it, the more I don't think age has had any effect on the Zyn at all. Yeah. Probably due to it sitting in a dry, mildly cold drawer. If it had been sitting in the sun for the last year and a half, I would think different kind of thing. If I had the lid off and it was sitting in the sun for a year and a half, I would think very different kind of thing. But it has been sitting in a dark drawer that does not get hot, that has just been and it's just been chilling in there for the last year and a half. So kind of think it's aged well, in all honesty. I'm kind of just thinking it's just my different perception of nicotine products as a whole that is affecting this experience and making me think that it's a little bit less potent than I remember, when in fact it really isn't. It's just that my experience and my expectations have grown, and I'm thinking that might really be it, in all honesty. Yeah, I certainly can't complain, that is for sure. I think I'm going to try to grab one more screenshot, and then I think after that I'm probably going to go ahead and end the video right there after I give you guys my final thoughts on this experience where I tried a nicotine pouch from a 2-year-old opened tin of Zyn. I'm going to grab that screenshot real quick. Still feeling very calm right now. Definitely feeling a lot more buzzed than not. Certainly no complaints on my behalf. Let's go and get that screenshot though. Hopefully that will do. If the first one wasn't good and that one wasn't good, I can always grab another one after this video, of course, though. But what are my overall thoughts on this experience? Is 2-year-old Zyn still just as good as new Zyn? I'd have to say, I think my final thoughts on this experience, my final opinion, is that yes, 2-year-old Zyn is just as good as new Zyn. At least to my memory. Of course, take what I say in this video with a grain of salt. It's been a fat minute since I last used Zyn in specific, but I do feel like it's just as good as it was when it was new, kind of thing. I feel like the reason I'm feeling like I'm getting less of a buzz is because I've used stronger nicotine pouches and because I just have more experience. I do feel like age has played an effect just a little bit. I feel like the spit is a little bit rougher than I remember it being, but that's it. The taste is still perfectly fine. The buzz is still fantastic. And so as such, I really am thinking that Zyn ages pretty good. Can you use a 2-year-old pouch of Zyn? Well, I very well do think you can. If it's been sitting in the sun for 2 years and just sitting out in the open and getting dusty and all that sort of stuff, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be as good as it was when it was new. But if it's been sitting in a drawer for 2 years kind of thing and hasn't been used kind of thing, even if it's been opened, pretty sure it's still going to be fine, in all honesty. Well, I certainly do have no complaints on my behalf. I was kind of expecting not as much of a buzz as I got. And while I definitely did not get as much of a buzz as I thought, I don't think it's due to the Zyn's age. I think it's just due to my new experiences and whatnot with nicotine pouches and tobacco in general, kind of thing. I think it's really due to that. Yeah, not too bad. You really can use 2-year-old Zyn if you really want to. Not that I recommend. Not that I recommend doing this. Don't do this at home, kind of thing. If you have a 2-year-old tin of Zyn, throw it away. Just get a new one. But if you really want to use it, you can. Not that I recommend you doing that, of course. But I'm going to go ahead and get this I'm going to go and just shove it right there. It's on the ground. I'm going to throw that away after this video. Just wipe that on my pants. Go and take a swig of water. And that is really, really, really cold on my lip, just right off the bat. And man, immediately I can feel the buzz just dying. I can just feel the buzz just dying. I'm still a little bit buzzed, don't get me wrong, but man, I can feel that buzz dying, that is for sure. Well, either way, though, certainly no complaints on my behalf. This has been a much more positive experience than I thought it was going to be. But honestly, kind of an odd experience at the same time. Not in a bad way, just odd because it made me realize that my perceptions of nicotine pouches have changed just so much. My perceptions of nicotine pouches really have changed so much over the last couple years or so. I've gotten so many more experiences, and I hadn't thought about that until this video. This has been a very educational video for me, and I hope it's been educational for y'all as well. Well, I think that's all I had to say. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video where I used a 2-year-old pouch of Zyn from a 2-year-old open tin of Zyn that had been sitting in a drawer for about a year and a half. I certainly hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, please make sure to like and subscribe for more content. I have my Instagram, my book, my merch, my P.O. box, and my second channel all in the description down below. Go check it all out. But thank you so much for watching, y'all. To the next one, stay safe and peace and have a great one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying?